Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Noelle, aka MakeupEsquire. How are we today? Happy Saturday. So I am actually getting ready for church today instead of tomorrow because tomorrow I won't be here. I let y'all know last week that I was going to be headed out to a concert tomorrow. So I'll be out of town, and instead I'm going to church at the same time as normal today at 5. So I figured I'm getting ready for church anyways. Might as well do it live and hang out with y'all. Do a chill, get ready with me. How is everyone? Hey, son. How are you? I'm going out to church. I'm going to mass tonight instead of tomorrow because I'm going to be at a concert all day tomorrow. I'm going to Cali Vibes in Long Beach. Hey, Gabby. Hey, Stacy. Hey, everyone that's joining. How is everyone? This is like a chill impromptu live that I figured I would do today with y'all since last time I couldn't get the camera going, so this time we're functioning properly. And with, you know, the new Bisyodo Matsurisu brushes that I've been getting a lot of questions about, and the Hakuhodo brushes that people are still showing a lot of interest in ahead of the upcoming June 18th price increase, I figured I would take any opportunity that I can to get up on here and showcase these beautiful brushes for y'all, answer any questions, and hang out with y'all, of course. So please make sure to like the live on your way in. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I'm live here on Instagram and on YouTube right now. Thank you so much for joining. Please go ahead and send this live on either platform or both to anyone who you think might be interested in watching. Today also marks a week and a day. So 8 days since my Cool Peel CO2 laser. So I wanted to get up on here with nothing on my face just to show y'all how my skin is doing. We're looking pretty good. I'm pretty much all recovered on my face. I still have some of like the scabs on my chest because I do find that, let me slide this down a little bit. Sorry about that. Since I do find that my chest tends to not recover as quickly as my face for whatever reason. So let me get up all in here. If anybody is following my journey with my Cool Peels. But I can tell after this third session that my melasma has significantly reduced underneath my eyes. That's the part that I'm really watching with caution, since anybody that has melasma knows how difficult and stubborn it is. So I've heard mixed things about Cool Peel lasers treating melasma. Some people caution against it. I've heard dermatologists advise against them, but you know, I figured I would take the risk for y'all, take you on this journey with me, and it just is what it is, and we'll just have to see how it goes because, you know, nothing else has really been helping. So just adding some sunscreen to my neck just to stay protected. I do tend to use a different sunscreen on my face than on my neck. So on my neck, I used this Kiehl's stuff, and it's broad spectrum SPF 50+. I know the bottle's all gross. And then normally during the day, I use this SkinCeuticals one. I'm almost to the end of it. But yeah, that's what I've been using lately. And the reason I use a different one on my face than on my neck is because the one that I use on my face is the physical sunscreen, and the one that Kiehl's one is a chemical one, and I'm just trying to get through them. Hey, Susan. Excuse me if I'm like burping. It's because I'm drinking a protein shake. I just worked out, so. If you see any like seeds or anything in my mouth, I'm sorry, but it is very good. Trying to get my protein in. Just doing a quick little brow moment. How's everybody's Saturday going? Let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to know. I'd love to know if y'all have plans today. Gabby can't wait to see the cheek brush. Okay, I'll use the cheek brush for you. Happy to take any requests. Hey, Cindy, how are you? I'm using the Hourglass. This is the Arch Brow Sculpting Pencil in the shade Dark Brunette, by the way. It's a good one. Oops, I just touched my nose with it. But I had been using a similar one from Tom Ford that I know Cindy's a fan of as well, but recently I saw that it was no longer being sold on Sephora, so I hope that doesn't mean it's discontinued. I did recently go to the cosmetics company store, y'all, and I saw a bunch there. I was tempted to grab some, but I held back. They had a bunch of Tom Ford fragrances right now there too. They don't always, but I'll have to tell y'all about the drama at the outlets when I went, because I almost never shop in person anymore. And this last time that I went shopping in person was just not the best experience, and then I was reminded why I never go shopping in person anymore. Oh, okay, the latest products I might be using. Thank you so much for being here. Well, I don't know about any like brand new products that I have today that I have. Well, actually, I do. I have here by my side a few lip products that I haven't used. I did recently receive some PR from, y'all might have seen that short that I posted earlier. This brand I had never heard before, but it's a luxury beauty brand. I think that they're primarily focused on lipsticks. I'm not sure if they do carry any other products. I think they solely do lipsticks, but it's called Madame Gabriella. It is a small business, female founded and owned, and it's developed in California, made in the USA. And let me see. Looks like they're incorporated in Dallas. It's cruelty-free, high performance, supports women's causes, it says in the back. And the shade names of these lipsticks are so cute, y'all. Look, one of them is called Sydney at 8 a.m. The other one is called Tulum at 6 p.m., Paris at 7 p.m., New York at 1 p.m. How adorable, right? So y'all might have seen, I already tried on the Sydney at 8 a.m. shade. It's like a gorgeous nude pink. So I have these fun colors that I can show y'all if anybody's interested. Also in PR, very exciting whenever I receive PR, y'all, because of course I'm still a small channel, so I'm very appreciative and grateful. And I don't always accept PR from everybody. I'm pretty picky when it comes to what I accept because I just don't want to like showcase just anything on my channel. I don't necessarily have to be familiar with the brand, but I do want to obviously focus more on like luxury beauty. But if it's not luxury beauty, because I do make exceptions, it still has to be like good. So for instance, this isn't luxury, but it's K-beauty. And I was pleasantly surprised with these lip glosses that I got sent in the mail. They're made in Korea and they wore really beautifully throughout the day. I also have a short up posted on me using one of these babies. They have 14 different shades. So I was pleasantly surprised by that. Another new lippy that I haven't worn on camera yet. And that's why I wore taupe, because like I don't really know what type of look I'm gonna do today, but maybe y'all can guide me or let me know. Maybe we can do a poll or something like that. Don't they look adorable, Sydney? Thank you so much. I like the packaging. Look at how cute the packaging is. So cute. There you are, Kat. Welcome. So yeah, they sent me 2 shades. This one's the shade Coolish, and this one's the shade Fade Rose. So those were really nice. Pleasantly surprised by those lip glosses. And then on a bougier note, I did recently pick up the shade Icing by Chanel 726. Can someone send this live to my girl Shannon? If possible. I'm sending it to her via Instagram, but she told me to let her know if I was going live today and I forgot. But I picked this up because of her. She has this really cute story that she told about this lip gloss, and I don't want to like butcher the story or anything, but like essentially her dad gave her a credit card when she was like 11 years old. If I get any of these details wrong, like defer to her channel because she told it. But like when she was really little, like 11, she went to I guess her dad gave her her card to go find something for him at the mall or something like that. I'm forgetting the details. But she ended up going to the Chanel counter and she purchased herself this lip gloss. And I guess she had seen it in like a magazine somewhere on like this white woman, and she just had to have it. And I just thought that that was such a cute story, like imagining little Shannon going and buying this Chanel lip gloss. And then her grandma or something would be like, what are you wearing on your lips? And she'd be like, oh, it's Vaseline, because that's all she was able to, that's all she was allowed to wear at the time. Another one that I got in PR recently too, I wasn't planning on doing like a PR haul, y'all. This is pretty much it. So, is Wonder Skin was very kind enough to send me their newest lip plumping gloss. So Wonder Skin focuses on long-lasting beauty, and so they're mainly known for their lip stains, but they recently came out with a lip plumping gloss. And y'all, if you are familiar with my channel at all, I love me a good lip plumping gloss. So I'm very excited to try this. I thought that that PR was so cute. I'm gonna try to do like a short where I like blow the bubble or something like that and use this lip gloss. So I've been having these little goodies aside. But for today's eyeshadow look, I did pull out my Byredoo Mineralscapes palette. Just because I haven't pulled her out in a minute. And I feel kind of badly pulling her out sometimes. I think because, you know, she's discontinued and you just can't get this palette anymore. But y'all, I know this is a big statement to say, but I want to say these are the best eyeshadows I've ever tried in my entire life. Okay? I said what I said. But like the formulas, the ease of use, the shades, like the way that the look turned out, like everything about these eyeshadows were just, and I haven't like used every single shade yet. I know it's like more of like a fall time color palette, but still, I just figured maybe, you know, maybe I can showcase her today. I know, right? Assuming it was 11 that I'm getting that part right. I agree, right? Such great taste. Right. Exactly, Kat. Gabby, y'all know my love for Tom Ford eyeshadows. It's up there. These though, okay, I think I might just need to show you like a swatch. Okay, let me just show you. I like didn't really put any pressure on that swatch. Just look at this swatch, okay? Y'all see that? Look at the pigment and how smooth. I mean, yeah. It's really something special. Look at the pigment. Just beautiful, beautiful. And this is the only one that I have. It's even like hard to like get it off my finger at this point too. But it didn't crease on me. Like it wore super well. Like, I mean, look at that, y'all. It's divine, right? I know. Like I need like a makeup wipe now. I didn't even anticipate that, but yeah, now I need like a wipe. Hold on, y'all. I'm just gonna spray some water on my hand, this spray bottle here, because my wipes are over there and I don't want to reach for them. But anyway, I don't have forever to do this makeup look, so let's get it moving, shall we? Okay, I think the brows are okay. Yeah, that Hourglass like brow sculpting pencil, like it looks like a basic like sculpting pencil, you know. It's not usually like the kind that a lot of us like that's like very precise, but I almost like it for that reason. Like when you're just trying to slap a brow on, I just find that like whenever I use this, my brows turn out like kind of better than expected, and I don't know what it is about it, but it's a good reliable one. If y'all are in the market for a brow pencil, yeah, that one's a pretty good one, and it's been around forever, so it's not like it's new. But yeah, feel free to request any particular products for me to use today. I don't really have like a plan or anything. Just going to church, just to chill, get ready with me. Thank y'all for being here on such short notice too. They're not your favorite shadows. They botched a palette. Interesting. This is the only one that I have of them, so. Yeah, you have to try anybody that hasn't yet. Oh my gosh, a few shades fell out of it, son. Sorry to hear that. Oh, since your name is Gabriella, you need the lippies. Yeah, then you would love these. I know the names are, and actually they're like very fitting for the shades too. Okay, hopefully. Oh, you're just rotting for the day. Okay. You picked up the new limited edition Bisyodo brushes, Gabby. How do you like them? I would love to hear your thoughts on them. Congrats on picking them up. All right, let's do a little bit of foundation. Let's use this Dior stick foundation, shall we? So I've been liking this foundation brush. This is the Koyudo one, also by Fude Bobo. And well, I got it from Fude Bobo, but it's from Koyudo, made by Koyudo. Hey Locke, how are you? Hey Lizette, how are you? I'm on a roll. She goes, caught another live. Yeah, I saw you in Sun's live earlier. I had Sun's live up on my TV. So I was enjoying cuddling with my dogs. Hi Joyce, how are you? Just doing a little get ready with me here for church. Hope everyone's having a lovely Saturday. So this is the Dior foundation stick in the shade 3N. It is scented, so just be cautious of that if you're sensitive to scents. But I have been noticing that my skin has been improving with each session of microneedling and the laser and like the subcision. So I've been pleasantly surprised so far. Knock on wood. Hopefully it just keeps getting better. Oh, the Remembrance palette. Okay, this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Concealer. Oh, thank you so much, Joyce. You're so sweet. I appreciate that. So I just did like a tiny bit of foundation. I didn't, you saw that I didn't like swipe on the foundation stick onto my skin. I just picked it up with the bristles, and I find that that gives me like a more sheer wash of color throughout, more of like a lightweight finish. One of the makeup artists that I really enjoy watching on YouTube is Samantha Chapman. And I was watching a video of hers earlier, and she did kind of like a grungy, smoky eye. And her theory is that when she does a more intense eye look, she does a less intense like foundation look. Like she goes in with less coverage all over her face. So she just went in with like a skin tint, a tinted moisturizer. So I kind of like that idea, because I feel like that way you're not looking like drag, you know, by having like full coverage everywhere, or like stage makeup, I feel. So yeah, that's like a little tip. If you're doing a heavier eye look, you might want to tone down the amount of coverage on your skin. And I used to not think that way. Like that used to be backwards in my head. Like I used to think that if I were doing, you know, a heavier like smoky eye and using like darker shadows, then the skin should match, right? The coverage should be a high coverage foundation, a lot of concealer, you know, the whole 9 yards. The cream contour, cream bronzer, and all of that. And now, you know, after watching Samantha Chapman, I feel differently about that now. And just goes to show that we're all like learning, right? And also as we age and we get older, our skin starts to change. It starts to kind of look different, or some products that we're used to loving and using all the time might not look the same. Hey, Brittany, how are you? Very unexpected favorite, right? Okay, Susan agrees. She's been loving this concealer too. So have I. Yeah, the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. I think it's a little bit underrated. Yeah, and son, you rock the heck out of a smoky eye, so I can understand why you like a smoky eye. Let's do a little bit of this eyeshadow primer by Rare Beauty. I don't always do an eyeshadow primer. In fact, I almost never do anymore. I don't really bother with one. But because we're going in and doing an eyeshadow look today, why not? That Rare Beauty one is nice. An eyeshadow primer is one of those things, kind of like an eyebrow gel, that I'm not loyal about. I don't feel strongly about, or even just like eyebrow products in general. It's just kind of like, you know, find one that works for you, and a lot of them are very similar. It's kind of how I feel. You could even use like this NARS Soft Matte Concealer that I used as an eyeshadow primer. A lot of people use the MAC Paint Pots as eyeshadow primer. Hello, thank you for joining. Thank you for being here, everybody. Oh, I didn't even see that request, Brittany. Don't worry about it. Hey, Stacy. If I haven't said hi to you already. As I get older, I use lighter foundations. Yeah, right? I agree. Right. Packing. Yeah, You're going to do a heavy, right. It looks less natural. Exactly. Which is not to say that like that we can't do a heavy eyeshadow look when we get older at all. You know, I don't feel that way at all. It's just a matter of like balancing it all. So yeah. All right. So let's do a quick little contour moment here. And just to show off as many Hakuhodo brushes ahead of the price increase as I can, I've been loving this little guy here for contour. It's made of goat and pony hair, so this is why I am able to use it with cream products, because typically with these mixed bristles, they usually have, these ones have squirrel in them, squirrel and goat, but anything with squirrel should not be used with creams and liquids. But as you can see, the hue is different. It's like, it's not like that same black and white look. You can tell that it's like a more brownie tone. It's because it's horsehair. I say pony, but out of habit, it's horsehair and goat hair. And both of those hair types can be used with creams or liquids. And this one's a great one for contour because it's nice and dense, but still really soft. I'm forgetting the name of this one off the top of my head, and it's not written on the brush itself, but if anybody's interested in it, feel free to leave me a comment. After I post this video, I can look it up and get back to you. All right, I'm just trying to get a little bit of dimension on, hide this double chin a little bit. Just like that. And then I've been loving the Izumaya contour sticks for contour as well. Okay, breaking news. I think, nailed down the way that I've been doing my nose contour. So, nose contour has kind of been a struggle for me to get right. And I think I finally found the way that works well for my nose. So, because I have a more bulbous nose shape and I want to give the illusion that the tip is thinner, I start out by putting a little bit of contour right there. And I love these Izumaya contour sticks because they're nice and precise. And then I do like a V shape, like this. Okay. Some days it turns out better than others, but I have been asked before on here how I do my nose contour. So I just put a little bit like that on the tip, and then I do like I go out wider up towards the top, because for some reason my nose kind of gets skinnier right here up top. So by going wider, then I'm going right here, it gives the illusion that it's getting slimmer towards the tip of the nose. I hope that's making sense. Okay. And then this little Koyudo Yoshiki brush, also available on the Fude Bobo website. And if you are shopping on Fude Bobo or Fude Beauty, I would really appreciate it if you use my affiliate links. Thank you so much for shopping with my affiliate links. I may earn a small commission at no additional cost to you. If it's your first time placing an order with Fude Bobo, you get 15% off, and any other time you get 10% off. Right before this video, I did stick on these Lashify eyelashes, so I do just mention them. They took me less than 10 minutes, but I switched out my lashes, which I like to do weekly. They're little clusters, and yeah, they're great. So I do also have an affiliate link with Lashify where you can get 20% off of Lashify if you're interested in shopping the lashes. I have tons of videos on my YouTube channel on how I apply my Lashify eyelashes. Okay, I know the nose contour is looking crazy. Just the process. Excuse me. So usually I go in and like I apply a little bit less, just like proceed with caution. But that's kind of the idea, okay? As you can see. And I also think that that contour stick is really pigmented. So if you get like a less pigmented one, whatever you're using, I'm just trying to show you like the shape that I go for. And then if it's just too intense, I just go back in with the same brush that I was using for concealer, which is like the mini version of the foundation brush I was using, also available on Pude Bobo's website, all goat hair. And I just kind of tap out the edges to just kind of fade it a little bit. And then, excuse my neighbor's dog again. But once everything is like on powder, and then I put a little bit of blush on my nose and a little bit of highlight, it won't look this intense. But as you can see, it's giving me like a pointed shape to my nose. So that's how I've been doing my nose contour lately, y'all. And it's been working out for me, so just in case anybody cares. And then I also like these Isabelle contour sticks for my lips. And I usually just go like that. Just a little bit over the Cupid's bow and a little bit underneath. And I just kind of fade it out, blend it out. Oftentimes I use this little Hakuhodo fan brush, the F8112, for this step of blending out my lip contour. It's like the perfect shape for it. There it is. And I can even like touch it up like this if I want on my nose contour. Ooh, Gabby. Gabby says she's been loving Lashify. What a time saver overall, right? And don't you just feel more confident, like even wearing less makeup or no makeup at all? Lashify really changed my life. I'm so happy to hear that it worked out for you, Gabby. I think everybody should use Lashify because I just feel that strongly about it, regardless of, I know the fact that like it sounds biased because I have an affiliate link, but even before I had set up the affiliate link and everything, like I was singing Lashify's praises. I should redo that YouTube video because I did a YouTube video on Lashify lashes, like in the very beginning when I just started my YouTube channel, probably like over a year ago. But yeah, it's still up. Oh yeah, the duo brush. This is the Patrick Ta one. Lock, if you're talking about this one. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of like dual-sided brushes because they're hard to store. Like you pretty much just have to lay them out, or you're like smushing one side of them in a cup holder, right? A brush holder. But when you see me use any dual-sided brushes, that's how you know they're good, because I'm making an exception to the rule. And these are available on Sephora. The Makeup by Mario, this is the EF1 brush that I use all the time. And then the Patrick Ta for Contour 3 brush. Yeah, this It Cosmetics one I don't think is on Sephora, but it is on Nordstrom. So. Oh, Gabby said my Lashify videos are so helpful. I would have had such a hard time without them. Oh, thank you so much, Gabby, for watching them. I'm so glad you found them helpful. All right, just out of habit, I'm using my little like puff to set because I'm oily, but you don't need to really like do this step if you're not as oily as me. But if you have dry skin, then I would just suggest using a brush if you're gonna use any powder. But I really like to pack on the powder. So, all right. And then I'm gonna be using kind of just like what's in front of me that I've been using a lot lately. And I will be, let me see. Oh yeah, I was going to be using the Matsurisu brush for this. So this is the Big Daddy brush. I've been using this one for bronzer. I like to pull the skin back when I do my bronzer. And this is the Gucci bronzer in the shade 3. Because I just feel like I get a more even application by pulling the skin back. So I've also been, I mean, there's so many of these G series brushes that are good to use with bronzer. I've been loving this G6423, has a little bit of a slanted shape on it. I did film a reel on how this one compares to the 6403. It just has a slightly slanted shape. Typically that slant kind of prohibits you from being able to do swirling motions like these round ferrule brushes are so good at. But because the slanted shape is very subtle, it still works for these swirling motions like this, see? And then another similar one in the same series is this one, which is the 6413. I think this guy is underrated. It has a pinched ferrule. So you can see it's like a paddle kind of. So this is a view from the top. These brushes are so beautiful. I love these 3 brushes. But the 6413, as you can see, it has a little bit of bronzer on there because I've been testing this one out this week with bronzer. And I've been loving it. Just so plush and soft. You obviously don't need all 3 of these brushes because they work very similarly. It's just a matter of preference. Oh yeah, Shannon, you missed it. I was trying to tell people that I picked up Chanel icing because of your story. And every time I'm gonna be using this lip gloss, it's gonna remind me of your story. It's so cute. I just love your story about it. Oh, okay. Thank you so much for watching the ads. I appreciate it. It helps my channel. Yeah, I don't know if you missed it, Sun, but I was just showcasing the difference between these 3 brushes here by Hakuhodo. Very similar. The 6413 right here, the 6403 right here, and the 6423. And then I was talking about how I had picked up Chanel Icing lip gloss because of Shannon's story that she told about when she was little. How her dad gave her a credit card to go get something for him at the mall. And she came back with Chanel icing at like 11 years old. Oh, I thought that was so funny. All right, y'all. So, I've also been really loving the Izumaya lip liners. Okay. I picked up 4 and I think I want to pick up another one, but these have been pretty much on steady rotation lately for lip liners. So I picked up 2 cool shades and 2 warm shades. Liberica and Tonka are the 2 cool shades, and Bean and Geisha are the 2 warm shades I picked up. So depending on where this look goes, and that's why I wore taupe, so that I can just kind of like either do a warm or a cool leaning look. But this palette is kind of giving more like cool leaning vibes. So how about we go in and use like some of these like taupey shades? What do we say? Like maybe I'm looking at kind of like these 4 right here, this quad. Wouldn't that be pretty? Okay, yeah, no problem. My pleasure for recapping. Of course. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for stopping by. Any recommendation for face foundation powder brush to dust over a liquid foundation other than the Hakuhodo one? For face foundation powder brush to dust over a liquid. Okay, other than the Hakuhodo one. So, first of all, yes, there's so many. Do you want a recommendation by Hakuhodo or a non-Hakuhodo recommendation? Because there's so many recommendations for that exact thing that I have. So if you want something other than a Hakuhodo recommendation, then I just off the top of like my head and based on what I have right here in front of me, the first thing that comes to mind is any of these three. So depending on your style, like if you want something like more airy and wispy all over the face, this Bisyodo one would be great at that. Last time I showcased using this one with the Guerlain Meteorites powder. And then this one is great for liquids, creams, and powders. So this one would be good for powder too. Whoops. But it'll put powder on like in a more concentrated area. So like I could have used this one for like bronzer, for instance. But like for all over the face, if you're considering a brush that's like more airy and large, I don't know if like you're interested in these like more exclusive Fude brushes, but Koyudo has some really lovely ones that I would recommend. The Koyudo brushes are so special because these are vintage goat hairs that are sourced. They've been sourced like back in like the 70s, 1970s. So Fude collectors know that the older the hairs are, the softer they used to be, and they just aren't as soft anymore, and you can't really get them to be as soft. And these bristles used to be in like these really special bespoke like handles. Behind me, I can't really turn the camera, but they're like sitting up there on display, my other beautiful Koyudo brushes, and they came at a significant price difference. But recently Fude Beauty offered their highest grade of goat hair. So even though this is Saikoho, it kind of resembles a higher grade. It has kind of like a creamy feel to it. But now they're offering them in these handles here with this kanji. And this one would be really lovely for all over face powder because it has a round ferrule. It's perfect to kind of like use swirling motions like this. So I recently picked up a couple of these from Fude Beauty. Thank you so much for using my link to Fude Beauty if you decide to shop. But I do understand that there's, I think, a limited amount of these because you just can't get these old hairs anymore. And by getting them at a discount, even better, right? So I hope that was helpful. But as far as when it comes to Hakuhodo brushes, there's tons that would be good for like all over face powder dusting over foundation. Fude Bobo also has some great ones on her website from like the owl brushes. Like she used to have one that had like longer hairs, but it might be out of stock now. Because when those babies like with the longer bristles come in stock, you typically want to grab them because the longer the bristles are, the harder they are to source. Okay, so let's dip into this Byredoo palette, shall we? So I'm going to be using some of these brushes here from the new Bisyodo set, and maybe we'll use a couple of the Hakuhodo G series eye brushes too. Somebody asked me to pick like my top 4 from the G series, maybe like 2 face and 2 eye brushes. Then honestly, it's so difficult to choose. Like I haven't been able to yet, so I'm continuing to think hard on that. I'm gonna go into this one. I love this shade. The shade like is like the perfect crease shade for this palette because it just like goes with every color in here. And look at how, y'all, this eyeshadow just blends like this together with a natural hair brush is a dream. Match made in heaven. This is why I rave about natural hair brushes. There's just something about them. Like, you see how just like it did the work for me? You see that? It looks as if I took 10 minutes to blend out that crease shade, and I did it in 5 seconds. Have we hit the halfway point yet? I think so. Why, Cat? Getting the number. 16 watching, 10 likes. Thank you so much, Sun, for encouraging people to like the live. Okay, I'm gonna do it again, y'all. I'm gonna do it again. Watch. Everywhere I go, someone's talking about these brushes, says Shannon. They're... I looked them up to see which ones to get first, and now they're following me everywhere. That's funny. Yeah, the big owl one. I have the owl. It's a little too dense. Okay. Yeah, I'm not... Yeah, Sarah, I know which one you're talking about, but like, I think I'm mostly talking about the one that has like an owl. We're probably talking about different brushes. There's one that was released by Fude Bobo. Did y'all see that? Did y'all? Okay, let me zoom you in. Like every time I use these eyeshadows, I'm just kind of like in disbelief as to like, it's like my eyes are playing tricks on me. This is why I'm saying these are like the best eyeshadows I've ever used. I'm like, you guys are seeing this. I don't even have to. All right. But I'm talking about like, yeah, Bobo released a brush with an owl handle, and the bristles on it were long, and it was a goat and squirrel mix, which was really exciting because other than Hakuhodo, we don't really see that mix in Fude. All right, we said we were gonna go in with these 4, so next I'm gonna go in with this one right next to it, I think. It's so hard to choose when I'm looking at this palette because all of the shades are so beautiful. Probably keep this to the outer right here. Do kind of like a little bit of a smoke. Yeah, I think we were all expecting Byredoo to come out with another palette by now, but they haven't. Did y'all see how that just blended out? Okay, I'm gonna show you on this side. Look at this, okay? I like tapped in one time. Now look. So investing in good tools, I always say, is investing in your time and in your skin, because these bristles are so soft, especially if you have sensitive skin. They don't disrupt your, like, they're not even moving my skin around. Do you see that? My skin is staying in the exact same place. Over time, I can't help but to think that we're creating wrinkles by like stretching and using like rough bristles on our face. So you're investing in, you know, your long-term skin integrity, and then also just in general, because these brushes don't ever have to be replaced. They'll last you for the rest of your life if you take good care of them. You're also, like, if you're paying for high-end eyeshadows, you're preserving your eyeshadows, and just not even eyeshadows, but with like anything, right? Your highlighters and things like that. Especially like ones that have beautiful embossing. By using these natural hair brushes, you're also preserving the integrity of your makeup. But you see how just like those 2 shades alone, done. Call it a day. Beautiful, right? It's just like a cute little soft glam moment. Not difficult, you know, really not hard. I don't have time. I don't know about y'all, but I don't have time to do like intricate eyeshadow looks on a day-to-day basis. Okay. Now I'm going in with this like little circle shape. Let's go in with this one right here. Hey Maria, how are you? Look at that impact. Y'all. Ugh, this eyeshadow. It makes me so giddy, and like, look at, okay, look. Look at that. It just looks like wet on the skin. You see that? These bristles are so soft. They're like barely touching, but they're making a lot of impact with these eyeshadows. You see that inner corner? Intensity. I'm gonna go in with this little underrated G series guy. This is the G005A. It's this tiny little detail brush. And I might go into like one of these like darker ones actually. Let's go in with this like really pretty purple. I know I said I would stick to those 4, but now I'm just playing. And I just want to deepen up right there next to that lash line. Cute. You always want to have like a little detail brush like this in your collection because it comes in so handy to do little like lash line and precision work like this. And then I just want to take a little bit of this Tom Ford liquid eyeliner, kind of close out this gap right here. You see the difference that made? Hopefully you can tell. I think it makes a big difference. It's subtle, but it's a good amount of impact. And then I want to take this little guy. So just comparing to the Bisyodo little pencil brush here is the G533A. It's like the little pencil brush in the G series. It's just a little bit more precise and pointy. And just because I said I was going to use this little sparkly shade, this like more silvery one in the Bisyodo, in the Byredoo palette, I want to put that kind of like right here. Pretty. Look at how the bristles are like picking up this sparkle. Okay, you see this, y'all? Look. You see how the bristles grip the specks of glitter? It never ceases to amaze me. That is unique to natural hair bristles. And then the fact that they just place them right where you want them. There's something about like the porosity of natural hair bristles that gives them this ability to pick up what you want them to pick up and then really lay it down. I'm going to go back in with the larger little shader brush. I feel like I put more on one side than on the other side, so I'm just going to even it out. Sparkles for Jesus. All right, I can keep playing y'all all day long with this palette and these eyeshadows, but gotta get to church, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Just kind of making sure everything's nice and blended so we don't have any harsh lines. And that's that. If I had used synthetic brushes with this makeup look, I'd still be blending. You best believe, to achieve these results. I'd be blending the shit out of my eyelids right now. But thankfully those brushes just did the work for me, and I just look like I spent 30 minutes on this eyeshadow look. Y'all see how easy that was? Telling you, you loving this look. Thank you so much, Sarah. Yeah, I gotta go to church before the music festival, exactly. The music festival is not stopping me from praising Jesus, worshiping the Lord, if you know what I mean. Yes, Fude brushes are better long-term to prevent wrinkles on the face over time. Stacy agrees. Son loves Fude. That blend. You got to pull that palette out, Sarah. Yeah, I know, right? How many of y'all have the Byredoo eyeshadow palettes? Even if you're watching on the replay, I'd love to know. Because I hesitate to use this palette as much as I adore it, just because I don't want to give people FOMO. It's not very easy to get anymore since it was limited edition. I know my nose contour looks crazy, y'all, okay? I'm not done. I'm not done. I might stack some more lashes on to this lash look for concert vibes tomorrow. This is the Tom Ford Badass Black mascara. It's discontinued. I'm just trying to finish this one up. But I alternate between this one and the Hourglass Unlocked, which is great. It is a tubing mascara, so it doesn't bleed, flake, or smudge on me throughout the day. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been using lately. Another good one is this Merit one, actually, for a tubing mascara. It's in Perfect Black. I picked this up because I liked how it had like the traditional bristles of a mascara, even though it's a tubing formula. So I have also heard that layering a tubing formula with a non-tubing formula, which I'm doing right now, kind of makes it easier for a non-tubing formula to be removed. Kind of like a tubing formula just comes off with warm water. So maybe we'll experiment with that today. All right, and then we'll just finish up with the cheeks. I've been grabbing these YSL Make Me Blushes, y'all, like nonstop. So a lot of people have been showing interest in the Matsurisu cheek brush. and the highlight brush for blush. So I will be using one on one side and the other on the other side, okay? Just for show and tell purposes here. If anybody's still looking at getting these brushes. I read on Fude Bubble's website that there were only about 100 of these of each made, but Bisyodo claimed that there was significantly less of these. I think they said like 50 or something like that. So I was surprised to hear that. And just, you know, I've been saying 100, but I think there's a lot less out there. So grab them while you still can if you're considering purchasing either from Fude Beauty or Fude Bobo. And I really appreciate you shopping via my affiliate links if you do. But this is a cheek brush. Because it's a paddle shape with the pinched ferrule, I do find myself swiping this on as opposed to swirling, but you can certainly still swirl with it, you see, because the bristles are so soft. Look at that movement on the cheeks. So you can certainly just, I'm just not adding a lot of pressure, but it certainly works in swirling motions. You see that? The Matsurisu powder is already sold out, Gabby. I'm not surprised. She means this big one. Okay, now I'm going to use the highlight brush for the same step. See how it lends itself to using swirling motions or swiping motions. This is the difference between the lengths of hairs. The highlight brush has the longest hairs ever so slightly longer at their longest, but pretty similar. Maybe. I might have even just been, you know, eyeballing it wrong. It's possible that they're equal at their longest. I'll have to check out the measurements, but just kind of gives you an idea. But these are just gloriously soft. I mean, just look at the movement. The bristles are moving like a centipede. You see that? Not disturbing. Like, a huge problem that I have is that I suffer with melasma right here underneath my eyes, okay? So, with almost any brush and blush, applying it right here on top of my melasma disrupts the coverage that I put down with the foundation and the concealer. I usually have to go in and cover up my melasma after the fact, even if I powdered. And as you can see, these bristles are so whisper light that they aren't disrupting the coverage that I have underneath. I don't think I've really experienced that before with like anything else. These bristles are probably among the softest in my collection. I can't really think of softer bristles right now off the top of my head, to be honest with you. So that's a big statement. That is major for me. That's just how, it just goes to show how soft these bristles truly are. This is what I meant about how, you know, I tend to kind of blend out my nose contour with my blush brush because I apply the blush on top of my nose. So that's why I told y'all to hold on. I knew it looked wild, but you see, trusting the process. Now it's all blended out. All right. Last but not least is highlighter. Well, highlighter and lips. So I haven't been able to put down my Gucci highlighter. It's the shade 4 Opal Pink. I have the shade 3 in the gold, the warm gold shade, and it's just as beautiful. And I could go in and use the highlight brush as well with this step, but just because I already did, I'll just use this little one. The LES04. And last time, ooh, do you see how that applied that highlighter? Y'all, look at that. You know, I never got over the 2016 highlighter trend. I don't know about y'all, but that highlighter has never gone out of style for me. I've been highlighting like 2016 since 2016. I don't care. I'm in court with a full beaming highlighter on my cheeks. Nobody can tell me anything. Y'all see that? As somebody with textured skin and melasma, finding yourself a good highlighter won't emphasize it. In fact, it'll even do the opposite effect. It almost helps like the skin look smooth. You can see right here. I like to use this smaller brush for highlighter because it's really like, it helps me keep it in a concentrated area. Because I don't want highlighter all over my face, okay? Just where I want it. The high points. A little bit on the chin, a little bit on the tip of the nose. In fact, I go in with an even more precise brush. This is a Hakuhodo 241. It's a Kolinsky brush. And it's a flat top. Again, never cut with machines. These are all hand bundled. They look like they're cut sometimes by machines because these artisans are so good at their job. Like this G125A that looks like it's so sharp that it's cut by a machine. It's not. To keep the bristles as soft as they can possibly be. And this is my designated nose highlighter brush. But I love this flat top brush because it could be used for so many ways, like in so many ways. Like you can use it to tightline like your eyeshadow right here, like to wing out a wing. You can use it to kind of like clean up around the lips. You can use it as a lip brush because it's Kolinsky, but I like to use it for this step right here. Just a really thin line of nose contour. Hey Sonia, how are you? And then I just do like a little dot. Makeup by Ariel is also probably like one of my favorite makeup artists of all time. He's known to do a lot of like the Kardashians makeup. He does Kylie Jenner's makeup all the time. And he also does like a super thin line down the nose like that. To just kind of give it a snatch. Cute. Oh, yeah, the Pine Squirrel one. I think this one is the LES01. So there's two paddle shapes. I get confused as to which order they're in because me and numbers just like this. I'm a lawyer for a reason because my brain and numbers don't work well together, but it's like LES0. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's for sure 4. The largest one is the 4. But as far as these three go, I forget which order they're in, but they're LES 1 through 3 are these right here. Yes, Gabby, you want to be a glazed donut too? Me too. I love it. It just gives something like youthful to the skin. And I like this Gucci cream to powder formula because it's like the best of both worlds. People like to use cream highlighters for like their natural effect and like the way that they like sink into the skin. And if you're wanting a good cream highlighter recommendation, I don't use a lot of cream highlighters again because I just feel like right here I have the issue where it disrupts my makeup, and this is where I want like the most amount of coverage. But I have found some formulas that that don't move around my makeup underneath, and when I do find a good formula like that in a highlighter, that's how you know it's a good cream highlighter. And I've heard great things about the Chanel one that comes in a stick. I haven't tried it myself personally, but I'm sure it's amazing. But out of the ones that I personally have tried and can vouch for, I would suggest these. the Dior Forever Glow Maximizers, the Victoria Beckham Beauty Reflect Highlighter. Comes in 2 shades, pearl and then like a bronzy one. And then the Westman Atelier Cream Highlighter. And Peau de Pêche is probably my favorite shade out of all of them. But you can't go wrong with any of them. So if you're looking for a good cream highlighter because maybe you have drier skin and you gravitate more towards cream products, all of these are great off the top of my head. All right, so let's just wrap this up so I can let y'all go. It's hard for me to do my lips without a lip primer lately. I've been loving the Sarah Creel one. It helps fill in the lines of my lips. It helps my lipstick stay on. Again, I'm a lawyer for a living, so I talk a lot. I get paid to talk, so kind of backfired on my parents, who when I was little told me I was such a brat, that I had such a big mouth that I should be a lawyer. Now I get paid for my big mouth, I like to say. But that leaves me with a lot of issues when it comes to my lip products lasting all day, as you can imagine. So I find that a lip primer really helps to grip on to whatever lip product I'm using. And if y'all know what I refer to as the ring of death, where everything kind of starts to accumulate right here, it's my pet peeve. It's the worst. I'm like mortified when I look in the mirror throughout the day and I see that. It's disgusting. So a lip primer helps avoid the ring of death. It's kind of like when, like, you know, the moisture kind of gets sucked out of your lip product and then just like leaves you with like residue along the inner rim. Somebody asked me once, like, what are you talking about, ring of death? This is another eyeshadow primer, by the way, that I've been reaching for a lot lately, the Chantecaille. It's the Next Generation Eye Base. She's luxuries. She's a little bit more pricey than the one I used today, the Rare Beauty one, so you don't have to spend that much if you don't. But what I like about this one is how easy it is, like for travel purposes. Like, it's just so easy to just like slap on and go. Love that one. Has a little bit of like a tint to it, so it covers like if you have like veins or something like that on your eyelids that you want. Look how beautiful. Like, I can't stop looking at how, I don't even think that the camera is doing this eyeshadow justice, but there's just something so ethereal about these glitters. Like, they don't look like your average basic, like look at the dimension. Like, I didn't even use such like dark colors, but it's giving dimension and impact and just like the perfect amount of grunge, but still keeping it classy. Like, I could go to work with this eye look. Ugh, these Byredoo shadows, man. They need to come out with another palette because... All right. So I've been using the Westman Atelier lipstick in the shade Petal. Okay. Beautiful. But for today's sake, just to try out a new lippy with y'all, and because I'm just so excited that Madame Gabriella sent me her lippies, why don't we try this one? This one I haven't tried yet. It's in the shade Tulum 6 p.m. I just think the shades are so cute because they're really like appropriate for the actual, like the name of the shades are appropriate for the actual like shades. Look at how beautiful this packaging is. So these are marketed as luxury beauty, but clean, non-toxic, and made with Manuka honey. And I did a wear test on these the other day. They wore beautifully. They really did. So Tulum 6 p.m. Let's try her out. And I had never heard of this brand before. She doesn't have a scent. Ooh, look at how gorgeous. Look at how pretty. So anytime like a beauty brand tries to like collab with me, it takes a little bit to like get the lipstick going. So at first I was kind of like, you know, turned off by that, but don't be turned off by it, because that's what gives it the lasting power. And it doesn't feel dry on the lips because of that Manuka honey. But I like the bullet, how it's like all black and sleek, and the way it has this like push mechanism. I just think that details like that is what like makes it feel like luxury, you know? So like I was saying, I don't always accept PR, especially not to showcase on my channel, especially if I haven't heard of the brand before. But I think this is like a small up and coming brand. They've been featured in like Forbes and like a few other big magazines, like I don't know, Vogue or something like that, but it seems like they're like about to blow up. So yeah, free people, I think they might be sold at, oh, they're sold at Anthropology too. Look at how pretty. Gorge. Looking beautiful, girl. Church, watch out, says Stacy. Thank you. Yeah, that's a non-affiliate link to MadameGabrielaBeauty.com if y'all want to check that out. But I also have these linked on my LTK and on my ShopMy. If you're interested in shopping through my affiliate links to support my channel, I really appreciate it. But that's the lipstick by itself without a gloss. I am a gloss girly. So I feel like topping it with the gloss. Featured in Vogue, Vanity Fair, In Style, the Zoe Report, or the Zoe Report, Forbes, and Wall Street Journal. Thank you. So I just want to show you all these like Korean made lip glosses. The Dazik Pure Water Lip Gloss. This is the shade 14 Coolish. I just think that this shade would probably go with this eye look. Let's try it out. It's like a tinted, like jelly kind of formula. It's not sticky at all. Look at that though. The shine. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I don't want to ruin the look of this lipstick because it's like matching so well. Let's hope this goes well. But I've tried this combination before and they work beautifully together. So what do we think, y'all? How does that lip gloss look with the look? Do we like it? Yeah, there's a little bit more information about the Madame Gabriela lipsticks in that chat for y'all. And we all know that Korea makes great stuff, right? So, hey, Jose, how's it going? So that's the finished makeup look, y'all. I'm just going to throw on a brow gel real quick, and then I'm going to let y'all go now. Which brow gel should we use? Let's see. I'm just going to use the Sephora collection. They kind of copied the Patrick Ta brush. It's a good one though. If you're looking for like an affordable brow gel, check out this Sephora collection one. She's cute or whatever. A brow gel is a brow gel. It's kind of hard to like mess it up, you know? Okay, y'all. Perfume real quick. I know y'all be asking about my perfume. Which one should we do? This is the struggle with the perfumes. Because I can never decide which perfume. I'm a vanilla girly. I love me a good vanilla scent. I used Vanilla Sex yesterday, so let me use this one, Net. It says on the back, I just noticed, on the midnight streets of Tokyo, down in the hushed tea halls, meet me at the ceremony. I'll take you to the sea, our heads crowned in vanilla clouds. My love, my country, my town. Oh, the parfum. She sounds fancy, doesn't she? I got this. Oh, it's made in the USA. We love that. I got this at Sephora, and I blind bought it, and she did not disappoint. Let me tell you. If you're a vanilla lover like me, oh, she's fresh. She's just delicious. Delicious, delicious, delicious. Love. Okay, that's going to be the look, everyone. So I won't be live tomorrow during my usual Sunday 3 p.m. Get ready with me for church, since we're doing church tonight. Stay tuned for more content. Next weekend is Father's Day, so I'll be busy again on Sunday, but maybe I'll get up on here perhaps and do an early live again, like today. I've been touching up my T-zone with this Hourglass pressed powder, by the way. I just dropped the little thing. But at the very end of my makeup, just because I'm oily, or just like to touch up throughout the day, I take a pressed powder and just really lock in that T-zone. And that's going to be the look, y'all. I hope you enjoyed the live. Thank you so much, Lizette. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, what am I wearing? I'm just gonna throw on this cardigan, but then again, I don't know, it seems like it's kind of hot, so I was gonna throw this cardigan on. This is my Jenny Kane cardigan. It's nice and soft. It's kind of like that awkward time, right? Like the weather has been so weird here in Southern California. Like I was starting to wear like skirts to work. And then the day that I put on a skirt, it was like sprinkling. And I'm like, do you want to be summer? Do you want to be spring? What's up? Like, what's going on? You feel me? So that's what I'm wearing. Just this cardigan, jeans, and the usual Jenny Kane black leather slip-ons that I always wear to church. Just nice and cozy. And that's all. All right, have a good weekend, everyone. I love you so much. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments once I